Gary Neville looking for his first goal for Manchester United. What a time to get it! What an incredible cross.
Welcome back to the Worldwide Reds. Burnley won. Manchester United won. Oh, no, it was 2-2, wasn't it? 2-2. It was 2-2. Great start.
That is shocker.
Manchester United 2, Burnley 2. We're back, Worldwide Reds. How are we, boys? We've got Alex making his debut on Worldwide Reds. He did come on Man Cave United, but we've got the man back. Yoni kept promising him to come on, but he kept forgetting. And we've got Dino MUFC up top there, which I'll be visiting him in a couple of days. I'm driving up to the Goldie, and I'll be living with him for 2 weeks. He'll love it. How you been, boys? All right?
Seen better days.
Seen better days. Good start. Yeah, where do we start with this? I actually quite enjoyed the game today. I actually quite enjoyed it. I'm not going to sit here and back the shit out of the game.
Johnny,
I'm not about that, really. So
you
I actually Sorry?
You doing a Yanni for excitement?
No, I actually enjoyed the way United played today. At times they were driving me nuts defensively and stuff like that. But you know what? Going forward, far out, man. 30 shots to their, what, four shots out or whatever it was. Mate, it was good to watch Sesko running in lines. It was good to see Bruno playing higher. And you know what? It was good to see the ball being slid through the channels again and, you know, just getting a bit more stability up in that front section of the of Manchester United's line. So I enjoyed Luke Shaw. It was like Luke Shaw was 20 years younger. The only problem is I think he got too tired to defend because he kept trying to overlap. So for me, I didn't mind. I mean, the results, the thing that Aiden Heaven, like people giving Aiden Heaven stick. Mate, have a look at the goal. It was freaking Casemiro, man. Just 5 players just ball watching again. And then the bloke just slides in behind Casemiro. It was fucking terrible. So, and then Aiden Heaven just, like people say, he should have got to him quicker. But give me a break, man. They break that quick. And he's just throwing a leg at it. Unlucky goal. So, anyways, I'll let you boys chat. Alex, you can go first. Let me know what you thought.
Yeah, look, pretty much in mostly agreement with you. Obviously, the defending was, pretty bad still, but that's been a feature for the whole season, and it doesn't help because, look, as you said, Heaven, I don't know why he's copping slack. He's 19, and he's done really well up until today. So, really, I'm not going to give slack on a 19-year-old. He's been thrown in because we got so many injuries in the back, and he's partnering Martinez. And look, I love Martinez, but it's evident that he's still, especially that we're playing so much now, he's still tired. He's come off an ACL, so we've got to cut him a bit of slack. So defensively, my concern's still with the fullbacks. Defensively, like you're right, Shaw was definitely tired, and Dallo is I think it's evident that he's a curse because I don't know what his purpose is at this stage. But as well, the midfield, we know the midfield's bad, but going forward, we were a lot better. I think it does help that Bruno is back as a 10. That's just where he belongs. I'm liking this Dorgu wing experiment, but as well, and it was evident by the 2 goals that Sesko got, but I was really happy with that Sesko was actually getting the goals and getting rewarded for some of his movement and being able to put some, because he's had last few games, like those last few 1-1s that Amorim had, Sesko had some chances that he just wasn't finishing, and that's going to happen with a young striker still trying to figure himself out. So, I was quite happy with him getting the goals, particularly the second one. I thought the second one was a really, really tidy finish, and if he can get more of that, if we can just learn to just constantly just feed him the ball, that'd be great. And look, I'm not going to expect too much. We sacked our coach 2 days ago. Fletcher's come in on a whim. Look, it's Burnley, probably should beat them, I understand, but at the end of the day, we're in a bit of a chaotic period at the moment, so I'm not gonna hang too much crap on them at the moment.
Yeah, look, the thing I enjoyed about Sesko was what do you call it? How keen he was to get the ball. It was like he was the drive in that front line. Let's go, get the ball quick. Even when he scored, I think it was the second goal. It might have been the second or first goal, can't remember, where he's picked up the ball, didn't even celebrate, got back to halfway, and he just wanted to get on with it. That's what I did enjoy about him. Like, I think he's shown a lot of energy in his performances for United. But I think unless you've got that ball playing man behind him, playing that 10 role, You've got Ahmed shooting from that left-hand side. He's trying to work with Mbumo all the time. And Sesko sort of gets left high and dry in that system. So it was, we've gone back to a back four, which is great. And I just loved his energy today. It was great. And look, to be honest with you, Luke Shaw, and that's what I did enjoy about it. I think a lot of the players look more comfortable today. Do you know?
Yeah, obviously Sesko scoring the 2 goals hopefully catapults him up a bit more and can keep going. But the last few, even after he's come back from injury, I know he hasn't been scoring the goals and that, but the lines, he's been running those lines the last, say 4 or 5 weeks. So it's just funny how a new manager comes in and he suddenly scores and everyone's like, oh, well, there must be a reason for that. But I just think he's found that 1 goal, so he's banged another one in, and confidence for a number 9 is crazy, man. And, obviously it helps with Bruno being in that 10 spot, but there's also Bruno from a deep line midfielder has been creating chances as well. So it's not all about that. But I think when Brian Mbumo and Ahmed come back, it's going to be interesting to see how they go with him because, as you say, they cut in a lot and stuff like that, is where I think Sesko wants an early ball, early cross and stuff like that. So, it's going to be interesting. But it's funny how we talk about our attack, but it's really our defence that's worrying. We haven't been scoring, or we have been scoring goals, creating lots of chances, but not scoring enough. But our defence, as you said, I think they only had 4 shots and they scored 2 goals. And that starts from the striker all the way back. But I think Casemiro gets so tired and stuff like that because obviously their age and Ugarte hasn't been playing. They just lapse in concentration, and that goal, he literally went past 5 players and they just all stood there.
But they did that on a few occasions, didn't they? Even in that second half, the players were getting ripped easy, which is so fucking annoying. They were getting in behind on that left-hand side. Delight, he learns nothing, man. He doesn't learn anything. Each week I watch him jockey a player, and I just think, mate, do you watch the way you jockey each week? Is there someone telling you need to get closer? Because he seems to jockey the same way every single time. And he shows them the line, or he shows them inside. He never attempts to play the tackle. Never. Because he's so worried he's going to get ripped. Sorry?
So is that Casemiro that you're talking about?
Delight.
Oh, yeah. Nah, useless.
But you can't tell me Delight was a traditional right fullback this morning. He was sometimes up as a striker, and he was all over the place again. So
yeah,
it's funny how we talk about formation.
He does that a lot.
But he does that a lot. Yeah, he used to do it a lot, eh?
But under
Ruben,
in
La La Land a lot of the time.
Under Ruben, it would be criticised. Under Fletcher, no one's even talked about because obviously it's his first game and stuff like that. But it's amazing how formation plays in everyone's mind. Is where if you actually separate the two, was there a lot of difference? Realistically, was there a lot of difference? Do you believe?
Mate, he used to do it for Eric Ten Hag all the time. Sometimes he'd drift on the other side of the pitch. That's where he used to do it a lot for Eric Ten Hag, mate. He used to start on the right, and all of a sudden he thought he was the baller playing the 10, and he'd be trying to play short passes and everything like that. And he'd even today, man, he was trying to rip shots from about 20 meters out, and there were so many players in front of him. You're thinking to yourself, mate, just calm down a bit. This was late in the game. You can see late in the game when we're going for the winner, just players panic. It's just crazy. Our most relaxed player in that last, I think, 6 or 7 minutes of the game was Shea Lacey. Look, seriously, you got an 18-year-old. He was the most calm player in that. He just knew he'd drive. He knew he'd open up a bit of space for himself and he'd rip a shot. And mate, the first one, I know we'll probably get into him a little bit later because I am excited about talking about him, but he was probably our only calmest player. I mean, Kobe was trying to slide, but then Kobe decided to have a shot as well. Mason Mount started getting in a little bit into that space as well, which a few people were putting shit on him a little bit. I actually thought Mason Mount was good. He was carrying it out of that 6 role at times and late into when he came on, and he was carrying a lot of space as well. So I don't know. I've got a couple of comments in here. I've got Elliot here. I think it shows what he can do when he gets good service. Definitely, man. Yeah. When Sesko gets good service, holy shit, a couple of his headers there. I saw there, mate, that save that keeper pinned
that was
out
a
of the
good
corner.
save, yeah.
Give me a break, man. He'd never save anything like that in his life. Mate, that
And
was
that's the thing as well. Like I hate bringing up Sir Alex because, like, at the end of the day, it's in the past. But when we got Van Persie, was it Rooney that said in an interview? It was like Sir Alex was actually screaming at the players when they weren't passing to Van Persie. You get a number 9, just feed them the ball. And Sesko's what, 6'5", can jump like a basketballer. Get him the ball.
yeah.
Like how else were you expect him to score?
But even when he broke out, I think it was from a corner, like he ran the length of the pitch like you've never seen before. Like the dude's got pace and that want, you know what I mean? So, you know, he's 22 years old, he's young, and he's the number 9, or not, he's the number 9 for United. So, you know, he's going to have off days, he's going to have bad days. But, like, you know, no one's really talking about how poor Cunha's been playing because he's frustrating me more than anyone else on that pitch.
Yeah, he was poor again today, wasn't he? Look, as much as I thought Casemiro was our worst player out there, I just think even did you see where Cunha, I think it was midway through the second half, he was making runs down the right-hand side. He had so much space in front of him.
Cross it.
Oh, my God, man. He had so much space in front of him. And it was frustrating me, not Dorgu, but Luke Shaw when he was throwing a couple of crosses in. I don't understand why they need to run towards a player to put a cross in. It's ridiculous. They shut down that space for themselves to put a cross in. And Luke Shaw's probably one of the better players that can put a cross in about 2 or 3 meters outside the left-hand side of the 18-yard box. You know what I mean?
Well, he's our corner taker. You hope so.
Cunha was in a weird position as well. Like he was just kind of on that right wing, kind of just there. You know, it just didn't suit him. Like he's not going to burst with pace. He's not going to cut in and shoot. Obviously on his wrong foot. I don't know. It was a weird spot for him. So I don't know where he finds a place. If we're going to go back to a back 4, like I'm guessing maybe like on the left, drifting in, so he can drift on his right foot. But
yeah,
again as well, if we go back to Mbemo Ahmad as well, like that's where we need like fullbacks that can really get up and stretch and put pressure on the defense to have to make a decision on the overlap or the cut in. And I mean, we've already established how I feel about our fullbacks, especially Dallo, but that's where it gets to be interesting because we kind of built that front part of the pitch in Amarim's image, not the rest of the pitch, which is arguably more important. And now we're in that weird thing that we've been doing for so long, where we buy half the team for a manager, flip, and then we end up with a bunch of stragglers who are just hanging around, kind of not really fitting in properly.
Yeah, look, it went on Cunha. On Cunha there, I noticed in the first half there when we were down, when we were defending, he was just walking. He was doing a lot of walking in that game. And look, I'm sure that wouldn't have been Fletcher's in Fletcher's speech, you know, just dawdle around the pitch. But he was dawdling around the pitch. I don't know whether he wasn't happy that Bruno was actually back in the 10 position or what was going on there, but he wasn't working at all. You even had the commentators saying, I can't understand why he's not helping out in the backs. Every time they got through the midfield and they beat 2 or 3 players, he was still lazing around just high up. I just didn't get it.
Well, I think from corners and all that, they sort of play like Sesko there to defend and leave Cunha, you know, out on the edge of the 18-yard box. But, you know, you could forgive a player, you know, like a Salah or someone like that, that puts all their energy into attack. They're the key player. They score goals, create chances. You can sort of forgive their defending. But when you're not doing either, that's where it's frustrating. So, you know, in a perfect world, all our players are fit. You're sort of going, well, where's he fit in? Like, because you've got Ahmad and Burmo and him are really fighting for 2 positions. Unless you play Ahmad as a right back or a left back, and I don't see that happening. So it's not the worst thing because players then have competition to play well and stuff like that. So, and I can imagine that Sesko won't, you know, they'll push Cunha up as that 9 sometimes, or Brian and Burmo and stuff like that, because I don't want to see Sesko just be playing 90 minutes each game and like just for no reason. Like I want him to put in a good 65, 70 minutes, go for it, you know, bring someone else on and stuff like that. So, you know, we do have options, but we don't have options in the midfield. So it doesn't look like we're buying anyone. So hopefully Kobe, Bruno, Casemiro and Ugarte, they all stay fit now and we get a good run into the end of the season.
Yeah. I got a comment here from Tom and Mark. I didn't like or dislike the performance, sort of standard against a weaker team. My feeling was a disappointment in them, looking like they weren't going to just find a way to get over the line. Look, mate, if I was live on TikTok today, and I'll tell you what, if you had seen my reaction when we scored our first goal, then we scored the second goal, I was looking for Sesko to get the hat trick. And he probably had a chance too, a few times to get the hat trick. I was pumped for it, honestly. Today's game, I was never worried when they scored their first goal. I just thought it was unlucky. I knew, again, I want that 90 minutes performance. We're still not getting it. Yeah.
But that
I really
first half
wanted him to get that hat trick today.
Like, forget the goal. That first half was terrible.
Yeah. I know.
Like,
it was
we
so
could be
open.
completely talking about a different scenario here if they didn't come out in that second half and, try a bit harder, because that first half, I think I was trying harder on the couch. So it's,
I thought the last 15, 20 of the first half was when we started to pick up, and then we carried it into the maybe first half an hour of the second half, and then just sort of fell away at the end.
half time came at the wrong time, didn't it?
Yeah, we're really getting a lot of momentum, and then I thought, oh yeah, something here.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that happens. Like we've drawn. Is it like have we got? Is it 4 draws in a row, or have I? Lost the plot?
We've had 8
It's
draws now.
draws. Yeah, like we're 8 draws, 8 wins. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. Like, it's hard for me to get confidence as well when we need a goal, like because the head drops. Like, I guess I can get confidence. I can gain confidence that we'll maybe draw and not lose a game now, because it's evident the amount of draws that we got. But just to get that winner, like at the end.
It's so irritating when you've got the live ladder going and you can see how much where we can go to if we just get those couple of extra points. But you know what? Every other club would be feeling the same. You see the results this morning. Like, I'm watching City's results. I'm watching Chelsea. As soon as I seen Chelsea got a red card, I'm thinking they're going to lose this game. There's so many draws over this season. It's a real weird season.
Yeah, this one could have been Newcastle losing last minute. Obviously, Chelsea losing. Yeah. Like Brentford are 5th now, and good on them. Brentford have been obviously terrific, but that should be us. We should be in that spot, and it's our fault. But it's just frustrating, especially given that like Newcastle is one of our competitors, so to speak, and they're obviously it was a crazy game this morning, them and Leeds, but they're getting the goal at the very the 102nd minute. Pulling through, and they got a goal shortly beforehand to equalize. That's that should be us.
Yeah.
Do you reckon any of our players wake up in the morning and go, "We've dropped so many points this year. If we didn't, where we could be"?
Yeah, 100% would. Because
do you reckon they literally do, or we would want?
I reckon some of them would. I don't think
you'd hope so.
Yeah, I would hope
exactly.
so. As a footballer myself, I would always look at the ladder. I would always look at it. There's surely, as a player, like Bruno Fernandes would. You would think.
Yeah.
You would think. I reckon Matthias de Ligt would. I think Harry Maguire would. I don't know if Luke Shaw would. I think he's. After I've had a few talks with him before, he's just like he's so off the planet. Honestly,
he's a gamer, mate. He loves.
He's a gamer. Yeah, I don't think he would. That would bother him. But I think like players like maybe Aiden Heaven or the young blokes that are coming to the team, I reckon Cunha would. I reckon Bumo. Ahmed would for sure. Ahmed would be a stats kind of guy. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But even just from like a perspective of, this is going to sound like, just to get the selfish perspective out of the way for them, they will probably think to themselves, oh, we could be in the Champions League because that just gets them more money. But then as well, just from like a personal pride thing, like, wouldn't you want to know and be motivated by the chance of getting in the Champions League because it's the Champions League? Like, regardless of whether you're a bit, in the zone, out of the zone or not, that should still be a consideration. Like, if you're not thinking about, how close you could be to winning and being in these top 4, top 5 spots, what are you there for?
But the performance doesn't show that they've had pride. It's like that first 35 minutes, you got a new manager in who is let's say a champion of the club. He's obviously gone in there and gone, we want to play this way. you know, I sort of laughed when Fletcher said we're going to play like fast and all that because our midfield can't play like that. So that was never going to happen. But like, it's just amazing that like the first 35 minutes, those players weren't up for that fixture. Like Hannibal, I know he dived a lot and stuff like that. Hannibal was just running pressure. And
I'm
our
glad you
players
said that, Dean.
had no idea. Like they weren't moving.
Yeah.
They were just like watching Burnley run
Yeah.
around. Like, so that's where I question their, you know, motives of like, and that's not the only game. Like this is a lot of the games is like, if you've got pride and all that sort of stuff, why can't you do it for 90 minutes?
I actually brought that up today, Dino, about Hannibal. I said I was on another podcast and they were talking about everyone with energy and everything like that. And I said, you know, the player that had the most energy on that pitch today, Hannibal. Hannibal had the most energy on that pitch, and I don't believe it was because he wanted to show United up.
Hey,
It's just,
2 days
it's just
back
the
from
player
AFCON.
he is.
2 days
Sorry?
back from AFCON. He's only been back 2 days
Yeah,
from AFCON.
it's just the kind of player he is. He did it for United, and people used to complain that he had to pull his head in. Give me, bro. I'd love a player like that in our midfield. Yeah, well, Casemiro now, like, imagine bringing Hannibal in. Now, and I know Hannibal plays a lot more forward than Casemiro, but you know what? A player like Hannibal, I feel, could play that role. You might just have to calm him down just a little bit, but he's got the speed. He loves a tackle. He reads the play really well. I mean, you think of the young blokes that we've got rid of over this time, over this period. He's the perfect candidate for it to have. Oh, I don't know. I don't understand it, but he was so good today.
I was gonna say on that, James Garner is like another one that I've been thinking about. Like we could use James Garner right now.
Oh, mate, like I can see us putting a bid in for him, like because he's going to be a free, you know, and we'll waste another, you know, however much it's going to cost us because you know there's always costs involved and all that. But it's just so United that you know this would happen, and you know people are saying, oh, if Ollie comes in, oh, he might bring Scott McTominay back, and you know I could just see all this happening because that's the way we are at the moment. You know, like I read someone asked me like, oh, do you think Ollie will get the manager role next or the caretaker role? And I said, yeah, because he said he'll do it for free. And that, you know, Sir Jim and that would love not to pay anyone.
Yeah. And just it gives him a bit of cover because at the end of the day, it's sort of similar to when we first got Ollie, was that we're not really going to hate Ollie. Like a lot of the fans got frustrated with him by the end of his tenure, but we're never, especially if you were around to watch 99, we might say, oh, he's managing, is no good, his tactics no good, doesn't know what he's doing. But it's never gonna get toxic because he's still just got too much credit with the United fan base. But to your point, Dino, about the players sort of not showing that pride, I've got a theory on that, and it sort of goes to what Adam was saying earlier about Shea Lacey, how Shea Lacey showed that initiative and that fearlessness at the end of the game. I think it's just because, and I've noticed this trend with players for the last however many years, is that a lot of players just freeze and freak out. Now, I don't know why. I don't know if it's just the size and the pressure just overwhelms them, to which I wonder, do they know what they're getting themselves into? But the reason why Lacey looked so good this morning is because he's an 18-year-old. He's coming on debut. There's no pressure. No one's gonna hate on him or anything like this. So he can just play with so much freedom and just run around and enjoy himself. And therefore, he just looks the best player on the pitch because he's not playing with this overwhelming weight on his shoulders like everyone else seems to. Because how many young players come in from the academy? They come in, they look great, they stick around, they get praise, everything, get contracts, etc. Then they just start to weigh down, and then it becomes toxic. And then, like Rush is a perfect example of that. And how many other players we sign, like from other clubs, we pay big money, they come in, they look good for a few months, then they get dragged down. So those sorts of things don't affect people like Lacey.
I've got a few comments. Okay, I've got a few comments here. I've got one from Tom. I think he said, it was a couple. Yeah, I'll go back one. All right. Lacey looked good when he came on too. And then Tom replied, I think he'll stay as an impact sub against Brighton, but Fletcher has to consider Lacey from the start over Dorgu for me.
Well, I think Dorgu's going to have to play left back sometimes because Luke Shaw's not going to play 90 minutes every game.
Yeah, that's right. They've got Sky Sports playing in the dressing room. They couldn't escape it. Yeah.
Do they actually?
Yeah, I reckon they probably would. I don't know.
Because Sky Sports is just all ex-United, just giving
Yeah.
their opinions.
Surely
and-
they got MUTV on.
Hopefully not the Australian version.
Just on like Shea Lacey and that, and like, you know, I agree that like there's no pressure and all that because of the age and stuff like that. But you know, Lenny Yoro's not much older. Aiden Heaven's not much older. You know, even the men's and all those sort of players aren't much older. So,
Well, only
I
a
know-
year.
yeah, like, is it a youth thing, or has Fletcher literally gone out there and said, "You do this, and I don't give a shit what you do"? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, just go drive in there and shoot. Like,
Well, that's what he said. I just put a reel up before, and he basically said, "Go and do what you do, go and enjoy yourself, and go and have a crack." Basically, if you put it the Aussie way, you know what I mean. And he did. It's you know what? I just when I read what he said to him and I put the reel together, it just reminded me of Sir Alex Ferguson with Ryan Giggs, and I know Ryan Giggs was a lot more mature than in '99. When he put him on in that replay in the extra time to score that individual goal. But you know what? He said the same thing to Ryan. He goes, "Go do what you want to do. Go and enjoy it. Beat a few players and see what you can come up with." You know what? I love players that get that kind of permission. Go do it. Mate, when Shea Lacey cut inside and he looked up and how that ball never went in, honest to
It
God,
looked
man.
good. It looked
that
good.
flat. Oh, it was pure, man. Deserves so much more out of it. I'll tell
mate,
ya.
pundits are already calling him like the next Phil Foden. Like, that's what's wrong.
Oh,
with
no,
him.
yeah.
Like,
But you
You
know,
know
the
what I
thing I
mean?
love about that, Dino, when he plays in the under 18s, and I always reiterate it, me and you love watching this under 18s. If they play, or even Rizzies, Dean's on the phone to me, you're watching. They're that exciting to watch this team. They're that exciting. And the way they play out for the first team is the way they should be. The way they play in the 18s is the way they should be allowed to play for the first team. Why should they put an anchor on them while they're playing in the first team? You know what I mean? It's just, and that's what I was happy about with Shea Lacey today. They
Well,
never
I
put an
think-
anchor on him. They just let him play. And actually, at one stage, he was asking for the ball. Give me the ball, which I really enjoyed. It's a pity he had Delot behind him.
I think the issue is, Adam, that, you know, as Fletcher said, in the 18s that they're developing, they're not caring about results. And, you know, they
Yeah.
come to the Premier League and it's results, obviously. So there's a lot different sort of pressure and coaching going on there. So, but, you know, like, I was surprised that Fletcher's son was on the bench today. I thought that they wouldn't have done that. But, you know, if he's on the bench, play him. Like, you know, that's my opinion anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, we took Bruno off. Bruno came off. I actually missed the subs. I don't know why. I think my daughter came in or something like that. The next minute I saw Mason Mount on. Who did Mason Mount come on for? Bruno?
I think
Nah,
it was
Cunha.
Bruno, yeah.
Was it
Cunha?
Cunha?
Yeah, Bruno.
Good
And
question.
then Kobe
I think
came
it was-
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I don't even mind
because
it.
Mount was playing in the middle.
Sorry?
Well, because Mount was playing in the middle, so I assume that was a direct swap Mount for Bruno. That's what I'm assuming. But we kind
But
of,
Matt got
kind of
pushed
just
back
changed things.
when
We got
Casemiro and that came on, I think.
yeah. Well, we ended up playing with like a lot more like it was like more of an attacking formation anyway.
It was
So
1-4-1 pretty much. Like,
Yeah, we went for it. Like,
Yeah.
so, yeah, it was one of those, which was good to see in terms of like, you know, the dare. But yeah, I don't know. I just wish we could capitalize, but yeah, as you guys are saying, I think it's good that the 18s have the freedom to just do their thing. That's how you're going to learn. But as well, and that's how you can. Sometimes you just need to play without the anchor. You just need to play and have fun and enjoy it. And I think players like Lacey don't have the anchor, and therefore they can just do what they do. But then, you know, the unfortunate trend, and I hope it doesn't happen to him, is that they stick around in the first team long enough, and eventually they start to get anchored because of whatever reason: pressure, expectations, fans, toxicity, upper management. I don't know exactly where it comes from, but hopefully, knock on wood, that, you know, he doesn't get affected by it. But a lot of people seem to get affected by it on the pitch.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting to see who plays over the next few weeks and everything like that.
well, what do we do
Yeah.
against Brighton in the FA Cup? Do you rest people or do you go for it? Or, you know, it's,
I think
'cause
you go
City
for
and
it.
Arsenal. Then you got City and Arsenal the week after. So it's interesting.
I think you
Yeah.
go for it.
Oh, you have to, man. You have to go for it. Like,
So you're
but we
playing the
still
same
don't even
team that
know.
played this morning?
Not same team, but like similar quality and strength. I mean, hopefully Maguire or Yoro will be a bit fitter to give maybe Heaven or even Martinez a bit of a break. But something of similar quality or similar strength, I definitely think like Sesko, for example, should be playing. You can't drop him after just getting 2 goals and getting his confidence. But yeah, like it's a cup, and like Champions League is top 4 spots are fleeting. But if we can at least, despite everything, if we can come up with a good cup run, if not even winning a cup, because you just never know, why not? I don't see why we shouldn't, give the FA Cup a good crack. And
Well,
City's not for another week anyway, so you got like enough
it's only
time.
5 days. It's only 5 days difference. So I don't think Luke Shaw plays in the FA Cup. I don't think he can.
No, I don't think
that's
he will.
fine. But that's fine.
He
But that's
did a
fine.
lot of running, man. He did a lot of running.
But that's fine. I can live with that, sure. But it shouldn't just be like a tank. We should still give it a
Oh no, I'm
good
not
run.
saying tank, but I'm saying we have to be realistic in the squad depth we have, like especially with 2 or 3 players, key players out at AFCON. It's going to be, I don't want to.
I do wonder if the subs were made with that consideration of like, taking off Casemiro and Bruno when he did was consideration of fitness and age, but then also consideration that okay, we're going to need you in a few days' time.
Well, Bruno was pre-planned. He was always coming off of that minute. So, for me, I wouldn't play Bruno against Brian. That's just my opinion. Like, I think like you can throw, I know it's Xerxes, but just someone else in that role, Mason Mount, maybe get a few more minutes. But like Bruno today, like you could see how he was running. Like Adam called it a 6-weeker a few weeks ago, and he's back in 10 days. So, it's to me, he just didn't look right. So I don't he will want to play, but hopefully Fletcher can sit down with him and say like, and that's maybe where you can play Jack Fletcher with a Ugarte or someone like that, or and like a Shea Lacey plays on the right and Dorgu goes back to left back, stuff like that. I just don't see like because we pick up an injury now, like it's just especially Luke Shaw or someone like that. Like you got Dorgu playing left back for the rest of the season.
Let's talk about Ugarte a little bit, man. I thought he was friggin' brilliant again today, to be honest with you. I thought he was really good. I thought he was. There was a couple of times when they broke on our corners, and there was a quick turnaround. And Ugarte was the player that was there, and it was 1v1, and he made the tackle and everything like that. And he was quick, man. Like a lot of people have been saying, Ugarte isn't quick, mate. He certainly showed a difference today. That's for sure. And even when he broke out from our corners, he was quick to get out through the middle and look for a pass. I think at times he was probably looking down too much he probably made the pass a bit too late and stuff like that. But like you said, Dino, these players, they need minutes. You can't expect them to come off the bench. Like with Ruben Amorim, man, some of these players were getting hardly any minutes. So now because they're starting to get minutes now, they're starting to warm up and show their quality. And that's what we need. We need players with minutes. And we're talking about not training minutes, match minutes. You know what I mean? So
Ugarte's never going to get praised for that sort of stuff, Adam. So, because he's not attacking qualities are there, but his defensive stuff are like he's never going to get the praise like Bruno's assist today and stuff like that. So
you know what, Dino? We'll give him the praise here. We'll give him the praise here.
Junkyard dog, mate. Like that's
that's it. But we call it the way we see it, mate. We call it the way it is here. We're not racist towards any players. We just call it the way it is,
mate. To be fair. Like, I'd like to see Ugarte play where Casemiro plays for a few games and drop Casemiro because the last month, man, oh my God, he's been easily our worst player. Like,
He can't deal with 3 games a week. He can't.
Let's touch on.
He can't deal. He can't deal with 3 games a week. Like he was actually all right earlier on in the season when we had 1 a week, but 3 a week. That's where the legs. That's where the legs just go.
He can't pass in the first minute of the game. You can't tell me that's because he's tired from the game before. Like
maybe he's because he's 34. Like, because what was it?
He needs to go. He was awful today. He was horrific. Especially for that goal. That goal, mate. If I brought up, I don't have the photo, but I watched that goal like 2 or 3 times, and he was like I don't know. He was like the Titanic, really. He was looking one way, and then the player ran in behind him, and he still didn't even realise he ran in behind him. He was like a blind man walking.
It's
Do
kind
you
of
know
like
what
a
used to save his
Like,
ass?
and then-
The old headed goal. So, like, he would score a goal and everyone would be like, oh, Casemiro, you know, like, that sort of gave him a bit of leeway for the rest of the game. But now he's not scoring.
Yeah.
It's like, man, what are you doing? Like, you know.
Mate,
and-
he was horrible today. He was
But
absolutely horrible.
you could mix it up and put Martinez as that CDM and put Heaven and Euro together, you know, say against Brighton. Like, just mix it up a bit. I'd like to see that because today before the game, I actually wanted Euro to start instead of Heaven because I thought that he'd been getting a few more errors in his game the last few weeks and maybe just needed a little rest, you know what I mean? And, you know, Euro's had, let's say, like not really an up and down season, but more of a poor season, just to give him a bit more confidence. I thought, you know, coming out from the back line, you need that ball playing centre half. And Euro does that a lot better than the others, I believe. So, you know, when he came on, he sort of got the ball and sort of moved forward a lot more. So I'd like to see that combo of Heaven and Euro eventually doing that. So that might give Martinez a chance to play left fullback maybe or as a CDM. It'll be interesting.
We should have Maguire back soon, and then Delict is probably the big one that we desperately need to have back as well. But I'm with you on Martinez in the middle. I love that little bit that he did like the other week, and I think it'd be a good option, especially because we're just, you know, obviously we're ridiculously thin in the midfield. So if we can get someone like Martinez, who is always gonna, yes, he can defend, but more importantly, he's always going to want to pass the ball forward, and he's a beautiful pass. He's a clean, crisp, direct passer, much more than what Casemiro and Agate are. So we need someone that can. Obviously, he's not the long-term answer, but if the reports are true that we're not getting anyone at the moment, we need someone in for the season that may just have to be Martinez at stages.
What do you think? What do you think of when Martinez scored the goal? I thought it was bullshit that they pulled him. Did you see the wrestling that was going on from every player that was in that box? And then because that grub went to ground, they called it no goal.
I've seen worse.
Absolute bullshit, man. That was for me. That's a goal, mate. The Aiden Heaven was getting held big time. It was crazy. I don't know what they look at. How can it be one way for a defender and another way for an attacker? It's
when they're holding each other.
ludicrous.
Yeah, I think when they're holding each other like that. I mean, I can understand when it's clear that one party's doing the holding, but situations like that when it's a wrestle, you know,
Play on.
If they're both, if they're both doing it, if they're both wrestling, one goes to ground, you know.
You could
But
see
we
Walker
didn't score.
dive,
Hit
man.
the gym.
You could see he
Just
took
like
a dive.
hit the gym. Yeah. Well, just go to the gym. Like if you're going to wrestle with each other, or you're going to, you know, bump and push and shove and all that, and then you fall. That's just you getting out muscle. Like, just deal with it. You know, like there's.
But if we
I know they're trying to crack down on it. It's weird.
It's play on if we don't score.
You know who Walker reminds me of?
Mm.
Ashley Young. Reminds me of two exactly the same players, man. Fucking both take a dive when they need to, get away with it. I mean, Ashley Young got pulled up a few times. He used to drive me crazy with that dive, honestly.
He could never get away with it. Like, not to Walker count. Walker's a proper, like, he's got the dark arts. He knows this. He's been around the block. Young could never.
The one that he got away with when he stomped on Dorgu. Mate,
I noticed that.
Dorgu, and he made out as if he didn't mean to do it. Mate, fucking grub. Dorgu should have just stayed on the ground rolling around because you can't tell me he didn't deliberately stand on him.
Even
Definitely
if he didn't, even if we just give him the benefit of the doubt that he didn't mean it, we got Xavi Simon sent off. Yeah, like we got Xavi Simon sent off for the one he did to Van Dijk a few weeks ago, and that was more of a he caught Van Dijk, but he was in stride, so you can say that was accidental, but they still studs up, red card. Well, then shouldn't the same logic apply to Walker, even if you can argue Walker's an accident because they're similar scenarios, but then Cucurella gets sent off today, but then Wayne
Michael Keane got sent off for clapping.
I think he got sent off for the hair pull.
Yeah, but then didn't he get a yellow for that, and then he got a second yellow for clapping?
I thought that was Grealish. I don't know it happened.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
I can't remember.
Whether there's intent
It'll happen so
there
quick.
or not, the actions are still happening.
But that's what I mean.
Like
it happened with Simons.
Yeah,
We'll call it reckless.
This take.
And then Huang did the same, like did a stud, like that was aggressive. Huang against Thingy against Everton, and nothing. So, like look.
And then there was that situation too where Bruno got taken down just outside their 18-yard box, and they broke, and we took their player down. Same type of challenge. And to the referee's credit, he went play on. He didn't give the foul. But
I didn't think the referee
they
was
both
that
should have been
bad.
fouls. Sorry?
I didn't think the ref was that bad today. He sort of gave. He played on a lot, which I like in a game.
I'm not
But
saying
that's even weirder
when.
But that's even weirder because he was letting players get away with a lot, but then he disallowed that goal.
Yeah.
Did
so
he
it's like,
do
okay,
it,
well,
did he do it, or was someone in his ear saying something?
Because he called it straight
score,
away. He called it straight away.
Or we had scored by the time he called it.
It's his decision. It's still his decision's final, is it not?
I don't know.
That's where
they didn't get
where
him
I'm just
to have a
confused.
look at it. So,
but
that's where I'm confused. Where it's like
there's offsides where the ref calls it, not the touchy. You can't tell me the ref's calling that offside. Someone's in his ear telling him it's offside.
But who was offside?
No, I'm talking in general, like not.
Oh, right.
I'm talking in general. Like the linesman doesn't put his flag up, but it's offside.
Yeah.
There's someone in his ear for the whole 90 minutes. I know that for a fact.
There is, but as a refereeing team for the day, between the VAR and the fourth official, the linesman, the ref, like they all have to be like on the same page. Like if we put them all as a collective for per match, if the referee, who is the ultimate, he's the authority on the pitch, if he's letting players get away with a lot and then disallowing that Martinez goal for a little bit of a wrestle, it just gets confusing. But you don't really know what's allowed.
If he saw that contest, the whistle should have been blown straight away and it's a foul. He didn't do that. He waited for the ball to go in the back of the net and then it was a foul. So if you're a referee and you're looking at a situation, you call it. You don't wait for another header, then goal. Like you call it. Like that's what I'm saying. Like because we scored, he called it.
I think they have to because they're going to let it. I think they have to wait for something to happen like a goal because they need to then give it a chance to go to VAR.
Not if he's confident. You're just saying that he's confident he's calling the goal.
I don't know.
They're on the same page. Like that's the thing.
Well, I'm probably spitballing to try and think what the ref's thinking, but that's just where like it gets a bit illogical because like you're right. Someone's definitely in his ear. But
VAR didn't call that goal no goal. He did.
Yeah, the ref called it no goal.
That's what I'm saying though. So you're saying let it go because for something to happen, nothing happened. Like VAR didn't check it. So he's seen that. He said, okay, it's play on. And then the goal was scored, and then he's called it a foul.
But then did they say that VAR confirmed with him that it's a goal after that it's a no goal afterwards? Because I know, like obviously with like offsides, for example, if something's offside, they let it play, and if they score, then they go back and check it. So that's what I think that's what the directive is. They have to wait for things to play out before they blow the whistle, even if they think it's a foul or think it's an offside.
So the opposite way, right? He doesn't call a foul, the goal goes in, then VAR check it.
Yeah, it's happened in both situations, I think. I don't think there's any consistency
like he didn't
that.
have to blow that foul, so the ball went in the back of the net, right? It's a goal.
Yeah.
VAR will check everything that led up to that goal. So the VAR could have gone, okay, looking at, but he's called that a foul, the referee straight away.
Yeah.
Without them looking at it and going, this has happened.
They would have reviewed it though. They would have reviewed it and probably
they did review it, but they
just
no.
I think they have to.
I'm saying he's
went up
called
to the
the
ref.
foul. He's called the
foul.
foul.
But what I'm saying is because he called the foul after the goal,
yeah,
and I think he has to. I think they're instructed to wait till there's a goal. If they think there's a foul, they have to wait for the goal to happen before they then blow it back for a foul. Because if he blows it for a whistle, so if he blows the whistle before the goal goes in, then it's like, okay, you've actually maybe stopped the goal, and therefore VAR can't have a look at it because it's a no goal. So because an action takes place in a goal, then he blows the whistle. So then he gives VAR the chance to review it, And VAR probably did review it and probably just checked it off,
Yeah,
but
but
we
at the
just didn't
start of
see
this
it because it's a quick
conversation,
one.
we said VAR didn't call it. He called it. This is
No,
what
but he
I'm
has to
getting
give-
at, like,
But he has to give VAR a chance to check it off and see if it's okay.
but they didn't. He'd already called it. Like,
I mean, after he called it.
yeah. But the start of this conversation, we said the referee did the call, not VAR. VAR didn't look at it in 2 seconds, and that was it.
No, the referee definitely. I still remember the referee calling it. As soon as the
That's
goal
what I'm
went in, he called the foul.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he doesn't have to call that foul. VAR could look at it.
Yeah,
and
that's
go,
right.
"Oh, there
Yeah,
was a foul."
he doesn't
That's
have to
what I'm
call the
getting at,
foul. He
right.
could have got VAR to call it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
But he was
Yeah,
confident.
that's
He
true.
was
That's
confident
true.
it was a
That's
foul.
true.
Yeah. So
But that's just
what
where I
I'm
was
saying.
confused as to.
as soon as he calls it, then VAR will go, okay, we're going to go with the on-field referee because that way VAR doesn't get the blame.
But
That's
that's
how
what
they
I'm
look at
saying.
it.
If we
Yeah.
didn't score, it would have just been play on.
Yeah. Oh, it would have been 100%.
Because we
man.
Maybe.
scored,
Yeah, but then that just goes to where I was initially like confused by him in terms of letting things go, but not that. And then I'm like, because that like there were there was a lot of rough challenges in the middle, which is great. I like it, but then he calls a foul for a bit of a tussle, like
because
Yeah.
it was a goal.
what's his logic?
Walker went to ground.
I don't know, but I'm
that's-
saying like he would have been scrutinised for that goal. He wasn't going to be scrutinised for
He called it because Walker went to ground. That's why he
Yeah.
called it. And mate, if
Yeah,
anyone can
that's
see that
where-
Walker's
yeah.
taking a dive, man. Soon as let's say Martinez put his hands on him, Walker was looking to go to ground.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So I'm trying to play devil's
we'll move
advocate,
on.
trying to think from his perspective, and it's all
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
all a bit of a jumble.
Don't
It's
start
very-
thinking like a ref. You won't get far, mate.
Yeah.
Ref
No
the-
one can
ref the
think
charity
like a
game.
ref, mate. I go
I've
to
ref-
nationals
ref-
this week up in Queensland, and you ask Dino, every referee knows who I am, and I'm only a parent.
I've reffed the charity game once, just the charity, and I tell you what, it is not fun.
Mate, I've
It's
reffed
hard.
heaps of
It's-
games.
Mate, I'll get my mate's brother on who's an A-League ref. We'll see what he can tell us.
Yeah, get him on. That'd be good. That'd be good to get a ref on.
He's
We'll
a
do it
United
all right.
fan, but I know him after twist his arm.
Yeah, mate, get him on. I would love that.
He's a United fan. Get him in
talent
England.
for you.
I'll ask
Get him in England for us for our
Mate,
games.
when he plays like refs won't matter or something, like get me his jersey, and his brother goes, "Can you imagine what it looks like the ref going over and getting like one matter's jersey?"
Doesn't matter. Go get it. Who
Yeah.
cares? It's not your
man.
problem.
No, no.
All right, we might wind it up there. It's been a good conversation. It's been great. So, look, we're all happy. We're moving forward. We've got to put the past behind us. We've got to go with next. I don't know. Is Fletcher doing the Brighton game as
Yeah.
well? So
Yeah,
he's
I would
got
think
two
so.
games. So he's got two games. So it's given
Yeah.
him. Ollie hasn't been confirmed because he walked in there. I really think somebody else is coming in. I think it'll shock us who's going to come in and take over. They haven't
Well,
confirmed. Ollie,
Wilcox
but he's
said he
definitely got us
wants to
excited.
coach.
Sorry, mate.
Did you see that interview of Wilcox? How he's saying how he likes to get involved and coach and stuff like that. Did you see that?
Mate, fuck off. No.
As in, he likes to get involved with the tactics.
Yeah, but he won't actually stand in the dugout and be a coach. Like,
Did you see? Honestly,
his job.
we're going to wind it up. But you know what? Did you see fucking Wilcock and Omar in the in the crowd?
Yeah.
They were disgraceful, man. Even covered up to get out. Like, you blokes are a disgrace, man. Absolutely. Absolute jokes, man. You're on borrowed time, man, hopefully. Fuck off. They are an
won't be.
absolute bunch of gronks.
they won't be because Sir Jim will have to pay them out too.
Yeah.
The amount of money we're spending on coaches could have bought a bloody midfielder or a right back with that money.
Well, Dino, was it you
100%.
that said, was it you that said if we get Ollie back in over the past, what was it? We spent 100
No, 580 million was spent since Ollie
580 million since Ollie's gone and come back. Jesus, man. Where have
What do you
we
think?
gone as a club?
Oh, Amram-
$580 million.
I think
All
Amram
right,
was like
boys.
10 million on sorry, just was gonna say Amram was like 10 million on his buyout, Ten Hag, I think 20. 30 million on the
Oh,
last
mate.
two coaches.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Not just that, that's to pay Lisbon a payout fee to allow him to come early. And,
Yes.
Yeah.
and this isn't including his backroom staff. Like they've all got to
Yeah.
get paid.
Oh my god.
Like,
The
All
admin
up,
lady
all
can't
up.
get a lunch.
All up between Ten Hag and Amarin was 45 million.
But that's only the manager, not the back room.
Yeah,
staff.
that's only the manager. That's only
Yeah.
the manager. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I did a
And the admin
reel
lady
on
can't
it
get-
the other day.
I mean, lady can't get a sandwich for lunch from the club. That's insane.
Yeah, well, that was my
Or a
point.
Christmas
Like,
party.
that was my point. Anyone that's watching, we're doing a lot of reels at the moment. So if anyone wants to do a reel and send it to me, I can do it up. We can put it all online. That's what we're about at Worldwide Reds. So if you want to do a reel, make it like 30 to 40 seconds, even up to a minute. We'll post it up. We don't have a problem. Everyone's got their own opinions. You're not judged here. That's why everyone comes on and has a chat. It's really good. We like talking United. Everyone can't have the same opinion. It'd be very boring otherwise, So that's
Mate,
what
how
makes
shit
us
was
good.
Kobe this morning?
Come on, Dino. I thought he was good, man. Give him a break.
I'm only winding you up.
You know what? You probably are hassling me about Mainu because I used to give Martial you so much stick about Martial. So you probably so
What is he
anyway,
second all-time leading goal scorer, Martial?
Martial, yep, he was 90 goals since Fergie's gone. Rashford, Martial, who was it? The Bruno
Bruno.
Bruno will be third, surely.
Bruno
Yeah.
Fernandes, and number 4,
Juan
Juan
Mata.
Mata. That is
Juan
crazy.
Mata?
Eh? Juan Mata, 41 goals. 51
Who's-
goals.
I
51
was gonna
goals.
say,
Couldn't believe it.
I was going to say,
So
where's
we-
Ronaldo in that?
He's not far behind in that.
That's
no,
after 1 year. That's bad.
that was since 2013. That was from
Yeah,
2013.
213. Yeah.
So he scored 27 goals in that one season.
That's dire.
And
That's
Ronaldo
horrible.
Ollie's going to
problem.
bring him back for a third go.
I reckon the next time Ronaldo's back, he owns the club.
Hope so.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Nah,
boys.
all good.
Thank you for coming on. Alex, if you don't mind, we'd like to make you a regular. So you would get christened as a
thank you.
worldwide red now. So Yanni's
Thank
finally
you.
stepped up and brought someone on.
Yanni's
might
been
replace-
cancelled now.
I think we're going to replace you for Yanni.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that. That's superior. It's actually, I thought it's a 3-year. I think it's a 3 anniversary when he and I watched the derby at Scruffy Murphy's in Sydney when I went up there when we beat
Shit,
City 2-1. The Rashford at the end. And it's 3
Okay.
years. We it's just the fun little memory because it was the one time I had hope as a United fan. So since gone by the wayside that bit of
And mate,
hope.
we see you right into the bodybuilding because I remember the pod that we did. I know it's a little off topic and everything like that, but you know what? Congratulations to you, man. Because I was telling Dino the first time we done a pod together, you were just starting to get into your bodybuilding and everything like that. And
Thank you.
What do you call it? And now you're right into it. You're into the shows and everything like that. And
Now he makes us look bad.
he makes us.
Thank you. No, look, I've obviously been going to the gym for a long time, but obviously taking it to that next serious level was different. But I don't think I'm making anyone look bad because as much fun as I had, don't do it. There's nothing fun. There's nothing fun about.
We're really good friends with Paul Graham. So Paul Graham, the guy that runs, his wife runs all the bodybuilding competitions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, is it Paul Graham? He used to be the bodybuilder in the 80s. In the 80s with Arnold. He's one of his best men was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, really? I'll look him up. I'm not. The name rings a bell, but no. Look, like I said, just take it from me. Don't do it because there's nothing fun about dehydrating yourself, getting a spray tan all over, and having to shave your entire body. So it's fun afterwards, but in the build up, it's difficult, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, Paul Graham. So he runs all the bodybuilding. His wife runs all the bodybuilding competitions around Australia, and they still do a paper magazine and everything like that. So our chairman, Mark O'Connor, so he's an ex-bodybuilder, and he's still in contact with Paul and everything like that, and he sometimes goes to all the shows and things like that.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
good on you,
Yeah,
man.
no, I've seen just quickly looked up Paul. I've seen him before. Yeah, he's still a unit. So
So
we've got
Paul's going through a bit
ways
of a
to
hard
go.
time at the moment. He's like in his 80s and everything like that, and he's still got his gym there at his home at Paddington. And I've been there and had a workout with him, and he's he tells you how to do it all properly. Like his machines are like literally from the 80s still, but Mate, he's got all his photos up there with Arnold Schwarzenegger and everything like that. Absolute nicest bloke. Him and his wife are unreal. So,
Mate, you're plugging some people on your pod. Jeez.
oh well, mate, we're trying to push this pod, so anyone we can plug, the better. Mate, he lifted a horse for Christ's sakes. He was that good, Paul. Yeah. Yeah, look him up, Paul Graham. Lifted a horse in the 80s. He lifted a horse. I think it was on Hey It's Saturday or something like that. Yeah.
Can't believe if you don't have a clip of it ready to go.
No,
I'm definitely gonna look that up. I've seen photos of him and haven't seen a horse, but
horse. Yeah. Let me see if I can quickly get something up.
it's a very very cooperative horse by the sounds of things.
Here it is. Here, I'll bring.
We didn't say it was alive.
Let me see if I can get that off there. There we go.
Hopefully, if it was a dead horse, hopefully they turned into mortadella
Mate,
afterwards.
we turn this podcast into anything. We're happy to. We don't care what we talk about here. Mate, we've had some midweek talks about some very random things. So it's good. The photo's coming up now. Here we go. He had a look at this. Look at that.
Oh my god.
Oh
my gosh.
Yeah, Paul Graham.
What is he doing?
That's his wife here. Yeah.
The next time we see you, you're gonna be lifting a horse.
Yeah.
Best I can do would be like a chihuahua.
It looks like there's actually a bloke on top of the horse there as well.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, I think so. There's a jockey there.
Yeah. So it looks like he squatted it or lifted it or whatever.
Looks like Elvis is there with him.
Yeah. All right, boys. Good way to finish the pod.
No animals were harmed in doing this, by the way.
No, there was no animals harmed in this situation. All right, Dino, I'll see you in a couple of days up at your place. I'm sure we'll talk soon.
Can't
wait. I know, we're looking forward to it. Alex, I will stay in tuned with you for sure. So be ready to be hassled.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, mate. Talk to you later. See you later. Check yous.
Yeah.
See ya.
Cantona. Gary Neville looking for his first goal for Manchester United.